I'm not threatening you. Say one more word, and that's 30 days. 30 days.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Sovereign Citizens Hall of Fame with your man TP. Today we are jumping into compilation 153. And listen, guys, before I give you the rundown on everything that's happening, there is a traffic stop that is a part of this compilation. And I'm saying this early because I don't want you to miss it. I think it's kind of interesting, somewhat comical, but it teaches us something, and I want to say that without giving it away. I actually give a little commentary on it as well, but it's going to be our third feature. Excuse me. We're going to have two judges, the traffic stop, and then another judge. So in a second, I'll give you the rundown on those, but don't forget commentary will be added to some of these previous proceedings from before. Chapters will be added for your convenience. And now let me give you the rundown on everything that's happening. Today, all of the judges' courtrooms that we will be in is out of the state of Michigan. First, we will be in the courtroom of Magistrate Hillary Braley. Second, we will be in the courtroom of Judge E. Rain Washington. Third, we will be in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania for our traffic stop. And I'm telling you guys, you don't want to miss that. And last but not least, we will be in the courtroom of Judge Richard Hillman, obviously also out of the state of Michigan. Guys, as always, thank you for joining me. Don't forget to continue to like and subscribe and share. YouTube's algorithm is always weird around this time of the year. So help us out, help us out, help us out. And listen, nothing else to be said, but let's go ahead and jump into 153.
So, to this person on the device just labeled Mac, would you be Stephen Smith?
My Christian appellate name is capital S, lowercase Tepehen, capital S, lowercase Mith.
Okay, so that would be a yes. Thank you. Deputy Sims. Now calling 24W003208A, the Township of Ypsilanti versus Stephen Cameron Nigel Smith. Deputy Sims, state your name for the record.
Deputy Sims.
Thank you. Okay, and Mr. Smith, you've already stated and spelled your name out. Thank you. Today is the date and time set for an informal hearing in this matter. What I have is a citation issued November 17th, 2024, that charges that on or about that date you did operate a motor vehicle on Holmes Road at or near Ford Boulevard. And when you were pulled over, you failed to disclose to the officer that you had a concealed pistol and a CPL. So it looks like you were also cited for having a window tint. I don't have that citation, which presumably means that it was paid. So again, this is a civil infraction. There is no criminal penalty associated with this, no jail time, no probation. There is, however, a fine. Before we get started, Deputy Sims, was there anything that you wanted to say?
No, ma'am, I'm ready to proceed.
Okay, thank you. Just a moment. Okay. So, Mr. Smith, as you have likely heard already, you have three basic options when it comes to this citation. And these are your three options. You can accept responsibility, that is basically admit that you did not disclose per MCL 28.425F that you had a license to carry a concealed pistol and that you did not present that immediately to the peace officer when you were pulled over. You can accept responsibility with an explanation, so the court can take into consideration any mitigating factors and potentially lessen or eliminate the fine. Finally, you can deny responsibility, that is, deny that you failed to disclose your CPL immediately, at which point we will proceed to the informal hearing. I will swear in both sides, take testimony, and make a decision based on preponderance of the evidence. Which of those three options are you going with?
I want to, may I grant my name to the court and make the court trustee?
Okay.
But the option 3, as your question, I deny responsibility and I have an explanation.
Okay, so if you are denying responsibility, then I'm going to swear you in and swear in the deputy, and I will take testimony from both sides. So let me explain how this is going to work. After I have sworn you both in, I am going to take testimony from Deputy Sims first, because Deputy Sims is the officer in charge of issuing the citation. That means he's basically the plaintiff in this matter, okay? Once he has finished his testimony, which you are not to interrupt, it will be your turn to testify. He is not to interrupt you either. After I've heard the testimony from both sides, I will make a decision based on preponderance of the evidence. As I stated before, that is a 49% to 51% standard. So basically, whoever's testimony is slightly more persuasive. This is not a criminal case. It is not beyond a reasonable doubt in this situation. So, do you understand? Do you comprehend everything that I just said?
I do comprehend.
Thank you. Okay, raise your right hand, Deputy Sims, and Mr. Smith, you will have to tell me when it's raised if you're not turning your camera on.
It's raised.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to the best of your information, knowledge, and belief, Deputy Sims?
I do.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. Deputy Sims, you may proceed with your testimony.
On 11/17/2024, at about 3 a.m., my partner and I observed a black Ford Fusion. It was on Ford Boulevard. I believe it had just turned onto Ford Boulevard with tinted windows. Proceeded after the car. It turned into the gas station there on the corner, and we followed it into the gas station and proceeded towards one of the exits. Before it returned to the road, the driver, Mr. Smith, exited and began yelling at us. At that point in time, we activated our emergency lights and conducted the traffic stop there. We made contact with him, explained the reason that we had followed behind him. And when I approached the vehicle, I looked in the vehicle and I observed a firearm on the passenger seat. At no point in time during that did I hear I have a CPL until after the firearm was located. He was detained, the CPL was verified, he was issued the citations and released.
And did you have any evidence or witnesses or any other testimony that you wish to present?
Not at this time.
Okay. Thank you. Then, Mr. Smith, it is your turn.
I want to mention there's no damaged property or victim under sworn oath. Also, I believe I was being racially profiled. I had been pulled over, which I did stop, and I was let go because I wasn't suspected of any crimes, just as I wasn't suspected of any crimes by him as well, as he mentioned. Um, we had sat in the intersection, which I was in the middle of a DoorDash, and I wanted to get on my phone to see where I was at. When I looked away from my phone, I seen him, the officer, and another deputy, or whoever it may have been, an officer, also sitting in the middle intersection for about 30 seconds, maybe to even 60 seconds. So he could see me through my windshield. While I believe it was racial profiling, considering the area we were in wasn't the best area. So when I pulled, which I did use my turn signal, and it was a stop sign, or it was a light, a signal light. So when the light turned green, I turned right with my turn signal. I also turn signaled into the gas station, which I was going to stop to check my phone because, like I told the officer that had pulled me over 10 minutes before, which I'm sure he heard on the radio call, I was door dashing, which I had admitted to both of the officers. He called another officer in response to what he calls me pulling myself over. He never admitted to pulling me over. He said I pulled myself over. I got out the car to explain myself that I was door dashing and that I felt like I was being harassed because I was just previously pulled over. I did not have a firearm on person, and he didn't have a reason to suspect me of any crimes or try to search my vehicle. I was illegally searched on person without my disclosure. I told him I don't consent to any searches, and they were digging in my pockets. I have a legal license, and I'm not suspected of any crimes. So after he said I pulled myself over, he flashed his lights, and they kind of like grabbed me up, and I feel like they assaulted me in a way. And after he figured out that I did have a CPL disclosure, which he never gave me time to disclose because it was not on my person. So I didn't feel the need to because I was not present in my motor carrier for him to be in any type of danger. After he sat me in the car, which I feel like I should not have been detained that way, for about 15 minutes, they let me be on my way with a citation. And I don't believe I deserve the citation. And he doesn't have any evidence of the situation. It's just a presumption with no material.
Does that conclude your testimony?
Yes.
And did you have any evidence or witnesses that you wanted to present?
I have evidence on my phone of me asking him, what their badge numbers was, which they didn't really want to disclose. So I had to look it up on the internet. I have a dash cam, but it was not running at the time.
So before we continue, I do want to apologize because I did actually have the equipment violation citation as well. That is for the window tint. So did you wish to address the window tint specifically?
That's just how the car came. I bought it that way, straight from Ford. So it's
Okay.
free.
In Michigan?
Yes.
Deputy Sims, since I don't think I specifically asked you about the tint either because I had misplaced this on my desk, do you wish to address the window tint?
Yes, ma'am. I'm sure you're aware that no vehicle that comes from the factory has front window tint on it. During his first testimony, he admitted to having window tint and said that we saw him through the windshield, which is not possible at night, but he admitted that there was tint.
May I add something?
You may.
There's they didn't test any window tint for any type of darkness issues or anything like that. It was just kind of an excuse because that wasn't the first reason that he told me that he pulled me over. It wasn't for window tint. And you can disclose that through the video of his own body cam. They said that they pulled me over because he presumed that I was trying to turn around in the parking lot or evade him, but I was door dashing like I told the officer that pulled me over before.
So, Deputy Sims, I believe when you testified a moment ago, you said you had noticed the window tint. Did you want to respond to that to me, please?
I guess, what are you asking?
You had stated that you initiated the stop, or at least you started to initiate the stop based on observing window tint. Is that correct?
So yeah, I mean, I was with my partner. So there's also the part of he came off of Holmes Road, if I remember correctly, turned right into the parking lot, and then cut through the parking lot to go back onto Holmes Road. It didn't seem like there was any intention of him trying to stop at the store or anything like that. So he's also cutting through the parking lot.
May I add?
You may.
I did not try to cut through the parking lot, as I mentioned before, and prove to the officer before I was door dashing. And if I would have been on my phone, then he would have tried to get me for that as well. So I safely pulled over to where I could view where I was. And it was his presumption that I was trying to turn around in the parking lot, but my car wasn't parked.
Okay, thank you. Give me just a moment. So the court is ready to make a decision in this matter. So in regards to the B ticket, that is the equipment violation, basically having obstructed vision with window tint, at this point, the court is finding you not responsible for the window tint, Mr. Smith, because based on just the testimony today, I don't think there's enough established to confirm whether or not the window tint would have been in violation. Now, regarding the A citation, that being the failure to disclose the CPL, the court is finding you responsible in that matter. And that is, again, based on MCL 28.425F. Basically, an individual licensed under this act to carry a concealed pistol and who is carrying a concealed pistol and who is stopped by a peace officer shall immediately disclose to the peace officer that he or she is carrying a pistol concealed upon your person or in your vehicle.
May I add, please?
Well, no, because at this point I'm making my ruling, and the pistol was in the vehicle. I understand it doesn't sound like you were in the vehicle at this point, but you were engaged with the officer, and it was your responsibility as the person with the CPL to immediately disclose that you had a CPL and that there was a weapon in the vehicle. So you are being found responsible. Again, this is a civil infraction for first offense. There's a fine here of $500, and your license to carry concealed is being suspended for 6 months. Now, what I am going to say is that you do have the right to appeal my decision as the magistrate. If you do so within the next 7 days, the case will be reheard by the judge. So
How do I appeal?
you would have to either consult with an attorney or you can talk to the clerks about getting the paperwork. I cannot give you legal advice. So
Yeah, because I wasn't, as he stated before, sorry, I wasn't actually engaged in a traffic stop. That was the problem. I got
at this point, the court has made its ruling. This hearing is concluded. I believe that concludes the docket.
The court will call the case of Ypsilanti Township versus Vash Bay, case number 2014-00158.
Paul Barnett on behalf of the township.
Ken Madadish on behalf of Mr. Bay. Mr. Bay, can you say your name for the record?
Vash Bay.
Thank you, Mr. Bay. All right, we're here today for a review. It looks like Mr. Bay is moderately compliant. So, Mr. Bay, you have completed your MAD victim impact panel. Thank you for getting that done. Let's see, when did you get sentenced? In October, no, November. So you're doing good for just starting in November. Thank you for getting those things done. You've completed the victim impact panel. You've been checking in with probation. You're testing 2 times per month. You need to submit proof that you're doing your 12-step meetings, though. We don't
Yeah,
have
I have proof. Sorry to disrupt you. I have proof. I just lost my sheet because my therapist that I use for outpatient said that she could sign in on behalf of the AA meetings, but I've been looking for it since I've been waiting. I don't know where I did with the paper at. So,
but you think you can find it?
If not, I could always get one of the gentlemen at the AA meetings to sign the previous times I've been going, because I go every week because it's literally right down the road from me.
Okay, good.
He also did mention, Your Honor, that he is doing therapy at IHA. He said that his supervisor there, or whoever.
Sorry to disrupt you. It's my therapy. So every time I go, I have to drop there, and then on top of that, I go to the IHA urgent care, and I drop there too. They got me dropping like whenever pretty much twice a week almost, on top of going to the community corrections. And I haven't been going to community corrections for the last week and a half because of I don't have a vehicle because I hit a deer over vacation. So I don't have a vehicle right now. It's being worked on as we speak.
So, Your Honor, we mentioned this for 2 reasons. First reason is that he is doing therapy. He said that someone in charge there called Constance should have sent everything to Miss Johnson. I don't know if Miss Johnson is in receipt of that. That's the first reason we mentioned that. Oh, Miss Johnson.
Sorry, I don't have anything from Ms. Shuby as of yet, so he may want to resend it and then make sure that we include Mr. Poppenhagen, because moving forward, Mr. Poppenhagen will be his agent.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So I'll talk to Mr. Bay, make sure that he sends the proof of the 12-step meetings as well as the outpatient assessment that he did to Mr. Poppenhagen. But Your Honor, he did mention that he wanted to ask if he's able to drug test at the urgent care that he mentioned, since it's closer to him, instead of having to drive to Ypsilanti. He lives in Mayland, Mr. Bay, you said?
Mylan, ma'am.
Sorry. I'm not from Michigan. I'm not familiar with all the cities. Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Thank you. Do we know if those drug tests are supervised, meaning does someone watch as he provides the sample?
No, ma'am. No.
Mr. Bay, they need to be supervised for them to be appropriate to make up. If you want to replace the community corrections, would they need to be supervised? So unfortunately, you are not going to be able to switch it out. Right?
Okay, no.
Correct, Your Honor?
No problem.
That's correct. They have to be. I've always appreciated your honesty and forthrightness, Mr. Bay. I just want to tell you that. I'll tell you what I will do. I'm not gonna just eliminate community corrections. But I will, let's see, he's doing 2 times a month. I'll reduce it to 1 time per month. I'll do that for him based on his honesty here today. And I think that he's taking this really seriously. So I hope he continues that. I believe in rewarding people for doing what they're supposed to be doing. And so that's what I'm willing to do. Mr. Barnett, do you have any objections to that?
No, I don't, Your Honor. That's fine.
So what we'll do is we'll adjourn it for 90 days and give him time to get his 12-step meetings in. He should be submitting those on a monthly basis with his monthly reports.
Yes,
so that when we come back, we're not having this issue of trying to, and it helps him too, because if you misplace it or something comes up, you're not trying to recreate 90 days. You're trying to recreate, 30 days instead of 90 days.
Yes,
And then the other piece of this is he can get that assessment in like he's supposed to and keep working towards his community service. And I'll see him back here in another 90 days. He got a total of 9 months on probation. So he's in Virginia. So he'll be eligible for early discharge if he's completed everything by that time. So the next review will be on April the 9th, 2025 at 10 o'clock a.m.
Your Honor,
Yes.
I will mention to Mr. Bay, and he may want to let Ms. Shuby know as well. The probation fax number during the transition for the court renovations is disabled at this time, so all faxes need to go to the main fax number. If Mr. Bay has questions in regards to what that is, he can contact probation so we can get that information to him. They may have been trying to email the previous or fax to the previous email or fax, which is why we don't have the information.
Yeah. So there's a new fax number because we moved to a temporary space, if you didn't know that, and the other fax number isn't working. So you have to call probation, get that fax number. Okay, Mr. Bay?
yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you, sir. Take
Thank
care of
you.
yourself. I'll see you in April. Okay.
See you. Have a good day, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Well, guys, we have come to the end of both of these proceedings. And as we can see with the first proceeding with Mr. Stephen Smith and the officer, we see Stephen Smith definitely had his sovereign citizen head on. He started out by spelling out his name letter by letter. We see Magistrate Braley take a little shot at that, make a little joke out of it. But you see he immediately kind of jumped off a screen, didn't really want to be on camera. She gave him 3 different options. He decided, listen, I'm not taking responsibility. I want to tell my side of the story. And he and the officer, as we can see, got a chance to do that. And I agree with the whole window tinting thing. If they didn't have something there to check the percentage of the tints, and there was really no way for her to prove that the tints were actually the percentage that the officer said it was. He said that the front window was tinted. I mean, who knows? I don't know. I mean, obviously, maybe they didn't have pictures because he didn't, present any pictures or anything like that. And another thing, they were talking about the dealership not selling cars with a certain, type of tint or tinted a certain way. But that's only if those cars are coming straight from the dealership. Sometimes you have trade-ins, and I noticed from, buying cars in the past, used cars, sometimes people trade in their cars and, the dealership isn't going to take the tints off or rearrange the tints on the window before they sell those used cars to somebody else. So that's something that could have happened. But I agree, there was really not a lot of proof there. But when it comes to him not revealing that he was carrying a weapon, she absolutely was correct in doing that, just according to the rules. And it's just smarter to do so. Whether that would be a rule or not, it just would be smart to just say, listen, I got a gun on my front seat, because that situation could have turned super bad, for him, for the officers, for everybody. But when we get to that second proceeding, when we look at the second proceeding with Judge E. Rain Washington and Vash Bay, definitely a Moorish sovereign citizen, got his sovereign citizen head on, but he's a respectful Moorish sovereign citizen. Judge Washington seems to like him. She said, listen, I believe in rewarding people for doing the right thing. And that's what she did in his case by lifting some of his stipulations to help make life easier for him. But with that being said, guys, listen, you guys been amazing with supporting the channel, with commenting, whether it's negative or positive. I appreciate it either way. just keep on supporting the channel, keep subscribing, liking, sharing. It is really helping us out here. So thank you once again. This is Sovereign Citizens Hall of Fame. And for now, guys, Sovereign Citizen Court is adjourned. Appreciate you guys. See you guys soon. God bless.
The cops just pulled us over right outside of our house. As soon as we pulled up to the house, we got our baby in the car. So they getting out.
I'm coming.
How you doing today?
How may I help you, officer?
You may help me by giving me your license, registration, and insurance.
Before we get there, I need you to give me your badge number. I'm recording for my protection. Where's your body camera at?
I don't have a body camera.
Okay. I need your...
My badge number is 3420.
3420. I need your name and I need your bond claim number.
Okay. License, registration, insurance.
I will identify myself.
Okay.
I need you to identify yourself first.
I'm Officer Kincaid, badge number 3420.
Bond claim number, please.
License, registration, insurance, please.
Bond claim number.
All right, sir.
Excuse me, can you give him your license, registration, and insurance? We have our
listen.
child in the car. I'm not doing it.
Okay. Don't make this any more difficult than it needs to be.
And we're right outside of our home. We live right there.
License, registration, insurance.
Don't do it with my kid in the car. I'm not doing this. You can stand up for yourself another time. I'm not getting killed with my kid in the car.
Nobody getting killed?
Yeah, right. You stupid. You black. Give up the ID, the registration, whatever.
I actually don't have to identify myself.
Well, you do, or you go to jail. I'm not doing this.
Why are you pulling me over?
You have your center brake light out, sir.
What's the center brake light?
The center brake light is that brake light right in there.
And if you left something in the house, they can escort me in there until I can get it.
If there's going to be any more problems, I'm going to request.
He's letting you know that your light's out, so say thank you. Damn, I'm not doing this with my kid in the car. Listen, you can do all of that. Identify yourself, and he gave you his badge number and all. You
gotta give me his bond claim number.
What the f is a bond? He probably don't even know what a bond claim number is.
He know what a bond. They're bonded. All them cops are bonded.
Okay, but check your attitude. Cause soon as they pulled you over, you straight had an attitude from jump. Cause your center brake light out. They ain't even talk to you all crazy. You start talking to them all crazy. Right, you could do that when you get pulled over by yourself, not with my kid in the car. Sit here and watch them kill a man over driver's license, registration, and insurance. Cause I'm traveling. I'm not doing it. Check your attitude. Like she trying to get shot up right outside the house. argue with these people all day. They don't even know the law that well. All they know is point and shoot if you don't comply. I can't even believe you're gonna try to with your baby in the car. Officer?
Yes. I'm not gonna let you.
My daughter has a G-tube and a heart problem. I have to get her back onto her heart monitor. You know how long it's gonna be? Because we live right there in the house. Okay.
Sir, I have some bad news for you. Your vehicle registration expired May 31st. Okay? According to the laws of Philadelphia, I have to live stop your vehicle, which means it's going to be towed by the Philadelphia Parking Authority.
You have registration?
I need those keys, please, sir.
Yo, I need the supervisor.
Okay, that's fine, but I'm still going to need those keys.
I need the supervisor.
All right.
Because I'm traveling in my personal vehicle.
Okay.
I don't have to have my car registered with the state.
Okay, but you did at one point, though, right?
Before I knew the law.
Okay. When did you know the laws?
I'm starting to study now.
Okay. So you want a supervisor? I'm going to need those keys. Once you give me the keys, I'll call for the supervisor.
I'll need your supervisor.
All right, sir. It's not going to end well. I'm going to let you know that right now.
You can't take my car.
I can take your car.
Sir,
I
the
have to
car's
take
not
your car.
registered to the state.
It is registered to the state.
I'm going to yo, man, you can't take my car, man.
Sir?
Look at my sovereign citizen husband, a Moor. Would he want to be a Moorish citizen? He have a right to travel. He ain't got to re-register his car, and it only costs $70. Y'all on here making this YouTube talking about you cannot register your car. Here come the tow truck to impound it. Talking about you ain't got to register your car. You have a right to travel and all of this crazy. And you ain't got to pay bills or do nothing like that. Look, they impounding his. Thanks a lot, honey. We can't make it to our daughter's doctor's appointments. You can't go to work. You can't do because you trying to be a Moorish citizen. And look, The cops is impounding your. So first the car, next thing it'll be the house, and your credit score drop. Thanks a lot, more citizens. You f***ed up my life.
Man, now you guys see why I wanted you to check out this traffic stop. This lady, this guy's wife, she was not trying to have it. And it teaches us that just because one person in a relationship, whether that's brother, sister, husband, wife, so on and so forth, it doesn't mean everybody share these same ideologies. And as you can see, she was not trying to play any games with this guy. Listen, don't play those type of games when we have our daughter in the car. If you want to do that by yourself. And I totally agree with that. I don't understand in these traffic stops why people do this type of stuff with their relatives in the car, with their kids in the car, because like she said, unfortunately in this country, in the United States, and it doesn't just happen to black people, believe it or not, a good amount of people get killed by officers every day. Are we saying that it isn't it isn't the suspect fault at times? Sometimes it is, but we see a lot of, rushes to judgment, a lot of quick trigger fingers, and I think a lot of it comes from officers. Two things that I say that makes a bad officer. That's an officer with hate in his heart and an officer with fear in his heart, right? Because he's paranoid, he don't know what's happening, he's a little jittery, anything can happen. So she made some excellent points to her husband. Listen, don't do that while we're in the car. And then as she said at the end, look at what this got us, a little $70-something registration. We could have still had our car, transportation for our daughter, which sounds like her daughter is dealing with some type of heart issue. It's just not worth it. And when you listen to him talk, man, not to knock him and be on his head, but he doesn't really sound like that smart of a guy. Just some of the responses that he was making and the way she was talking to him, it's like, brother, let all of that go. Focus on your family, do right by your family, all these other things that people, information on YouTube. And obviously he must have got some of this off YouTube because that's what she said. Like, leave that stuff alone. But yeah, it just was real crazy. But yeah, let's finish up this compilation, guys. Thank you as always for joining me. Let's go ahead and jump into Judge Hillman's courtroom.
Next matter is LVNV Funding LLC versus Ruth Conway. Case number 244008GC. Is counsel here for the plaintiff?
Yes, Judge Hillman, Cezanne Barda.
Well, you're an attorney, sir?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. All right. I couldn't tell based on the way you're dressed. We do expect lawyers to wear ties and suits for court proceedings, Mr. Barda.
Yes, Your Honor. I completely apologize. There are two attorneys that handled our docket via Zoom today. Both failed to appear. I don't know why, and now I'm scrambling. I apologize.
Okay. All right. Is Ruth Conway present?
Yep.
Okay. Good afternoon. All right. So this is plaintiff's motion for summary disposition. Ms. Conway, the plaintiff filed a request to have a judgment granted in this matter. Mr. Barda, do you wish to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor. Our motion is based on MCR 2.116 C9 C10. We don't believe there's a genuine issue of material fact to move forward to trial. This is a straightforward collection matter whereby it was original creditor of Credit One Bank. LVNV purchased that, and all the chain of title and bill of sale documentation is attached to our motion. We also have billing statements showing charges made and payments made, which comports with the account stated theory in the state of Michigan. The address on those billing statement matches the same address where the proof of service went for this file. And we also have an affidavit from our client stating how much is owed at this time. Defendant not only failed to file a response to our motion for summary disposition, but also failed to file a counter affidavit, which is required by court rule. And even looking at her answer, all she states is she doesn't believe that this is her debt. I believe that plaintiff has provided proof and has established that this account was the defendant's, and I don't believe there's been a there hasn't been a defense raised to be able to prevail at this time. Plaintiff respectfully requests that our motion for summary disposition be granted.
Okay. All right, Ms. Conway. So I have this motion for summary disposition that was filed by the plaintiff back on December 17th. I don't have any written response that was filed by you. I see you're holding up some kind of a receipt. I don't know what that's a receipt for, but we did receive your answer to the complaint. What date is on that receipt that you're holding up, ma'am?
October 29th.
Okay, so I think you're referring to your answer to the complaint that you filed in this matter, which was dated, let's see, which is dated October 28th. So I'm guessing that what you're holding up is verification that you filed an answer to the complaint. However, there was a motion for summary disposition, and basically
I never got that. I never got that.
Ma'am, hang on. You need to listen while the court's talking, and then I'll give you an opportunity to talk afterwards. So there was a motion for summary disposition. That's a request for a judgment, and it has an affidavit attached to it, and it has bills showing that you had a Credit One credit card and that you had made certain charges. It looks like there's charges to Meyer and Mason. There's charges to the city of Mason on the credit card, Dollar Tree, and Celebration Cinema. And what the plaintiff has indicated is that that Credit One account was purchased by LVNB Funding, the plaintiff in this case, and that based on the fact that you had used the credit card and you had made payments on the credit card under Michigan law, that's a cause of action for account stated, and you would have an obligation to file an affidavit indicating that those were not your charges and you did not have an account with Credit One, and you've not filed that. Is there anything you would like to tell the court, ma'am? This is the time for you to make your response.
Okay, I'm making this statement. I am here under duress. I have formally put in a formal complaint to the Consumers Finance Protection Bureau. I don't know who LVNV Funding is. I have never heard of them in my entire life. This law firm has done nothing but harass me with document after document. I had 3 collection agencies approach me on this matter. I contacted the other 2, told them exactly the same thing I told this firm, but this firm has continued to harass me. I have made that formal complaint to the Consumers Finance Protection. Whether they protect me or a loaning institute is another story. I am here under duress. I live on Social Security. I will be 69 years old in the fall, and I do not have a job. I do not work. I have 14 grandchildren. I'm a mother of 5, and 2 of them are veterans of the United States military. I help with my 14 grandchildren. So I don't have a job. I will collect Social Security.
Okay, let me ask you this. Did you have a credit card at Credit One?
I do not ever recall having a credit card from any place, and especially I would never have a credit card with a small amount of credit. In my past, whenever I had credit, it was a decent amount of money that I had on a credit card balance that I was allowed to borrow. That I get a phone call every other day. How do these people know I don't have Medicare B? How do they know that? I get harassed to buy Medicare B. I can't afford Medicare B. I live on Social Security. So how do I get them knowing I don't have it? You tell me.
Okay. All right. Anything further, Mr. Barta?
No, I would ask for our motion to be granted at this time, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Well, Ms. Conway, we do have rules in lawsuits in terms of what's necessary to get past a summary disposition motion. You would have been required to file an affidavit verifying that you never had any credit card with Credit One, and that you were not the person that used this credit card that was in your name and made out to your address. And
Excuse me, but I was never asked. I was never asked by the court or received a document telling me I needed to do that. You're taking advantage of somebody that's not being represented by an attorney under maritime law. I'm representing myself under the power and the attorneys of Jesus Christ.
Okay. All right. Thank you, ma'am. So a summary disposition is granted for the plaintiff. And
I live on Social Security. I know federal law.
Ma'am, you need to stop talking while the court's talking. Mr. Barta, you can submit a judgment under the 7-day rule with the court. That's all for the record. Good luck, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good luck to you guys with Donald J. Trump. Maritime law is going bye-bye. You're going to have to all relearn constitutional law. Thanks to Mega and us Anons.
Well, guys, we've come to the end of this proceeding, and obviously we can see that Miss Ruth Conway wasn't happy with Judge Richard Hillman's decision. Miss Ruth, she started out a little slow, but eventually she put her super sovereign citizen head on. You know, she went into a lot of things very fast, the maritime law thing. Then she started talking about the president, the Lord Jesus, you know, just all of these different things she just jumped into pretty quickly. And, you know, I must say, I get it. You know, she's a little older. She started talking about some of her financial difficulties. But in the end, if she took out the card through the company and she spent the money, then obviously she is held accountable for that and has to pay that if she owes it. And that's why we see Judge Hillman grant the summary disposition for the plaintiff. But nevertheless, you know, even though she's going through that, it shows by her jumping into all these other things, you know, dealing with some of the sovereign citizen lingo. It's just kind of her trying to avoid accountability. But hopefully she gets that worked out. I wish they would have told us what the balance was, but they didn't. But with that being said, guys, once again, thank you for joining me here on Sovereign Citizens Hall of Fame. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video. I sure would appreciate it. And with that being said, this is Sovereign Citizens Court. And for now, guys, Sovereign Citizens Court is adjourned. I appreciate you guys. Talk to you soon. God bless.
I'm not threatening you. Say one more word, and that's 30 days. 30 days.